Hello, Kit fans, and this is Talking Kit. Brand new show for 2022. This is where we are coming full kit rankers. You may have seen it on one of our earlier episodes, the La Liga episode, where we kind of ranked 10 kits. We all privately give it a score from 10 to 1, and then totted up the scores and had a final league position. So we thought, why not make it a whole show on its own and give it its own sort of slot on the channel, which I think is pretty good, if you do say so myself. So we've decided to make a show out of it, like I say, full kit rankers. Each week, we will have a different team, league, competition, sponsor, anything like that, and just rank 10 kits from that. So yeah, this is the very, very first episode. Thanks for joining us. If you do agree or disagree with any kits, or you think we're missing any, don't forget to get liking and subscribing to the channel, and drop in the comments as well. That'll be absolutely brilliant. So as always, I am Double A, and I'm joined by James. What's going on, James?
Very good, thank you. Good to have this.
Different venue for you tonight.
It is. I'm Tom, who's been on our podcast previously. I'm here in Chester at his place, hence the different shirts in the background, different setup, but same passion, Aaron. That's the key. It's the same passion today.
That's all that matters. No matter the venue, you're bringing the same 100%. That's all we care about, isn't it? And Sean, in a cave tonight, it looks like. What's going on? You all right?
Yeah. A bit internet issues. So with it being live, it's not ideal. So if I slow us down, cut my feed. I'll be there in spirit.
That's fine. But you can take yourself out and bring yourself back in. It's absolutely fine. What are you wearing there tonight, Sean?
It's a team from the Ghanaian Premier League, actually. Shout out to the African Cup of Nations as well. The Bibiani Gold Stars.
Bibiani Gold Stars, nice. Bibiani sounds like a spicy curry, doesn't it?
Yeah. Oh.
Have a rice-based curry.
Lamb Bibiani, please.
Oh, yeah, with the naan bread. Do you know if they're any good, Sean? Can you name any players?
No. It wasn't a shirt of choice. It was a secret shirt.
Nice.
One of a few I've got.
Why makes it sound like it? I want a shirt of choice.
Do you know what? I don't think it's great quality as well, It's printed shirts. I know, but sorry, secret shirt, if you're watching, but it's like it's printed on. Do you know when you go to Benidorm and you get the Fiorentina top with Batistuta on the back? It's like there's no embossed or print or anything. It's just like a PE top. 30 quid, just saying.
That's the main thing.
This show's about promoting shirts, Sean. What are you doing? Brilliant.
Yeah. It's fine.
Shout out the Ghanaian league, then I guess.
Well, it's nice. You made a great effort. It ties in nice. Obviously, the very first show, we thought, why not do 10 kits from the African Cup of Nations? So one of our guests, I'm going to bring the guests in now. One of our guests has kindly picked 10 shirts, which I've shared around with everyone. We've all ranked them from 1 to 10. That then gets a score, which we top up, and then we give you the final list. So we'll bring the guests in. We've got 3 waiting behind the scenes, listening to Sean slag off companies giving out mystery shirts, which is he's a friend of the show. He's been on the main pod. I think he was the very first guest we ever interviewed. He's also been on the Strip Down, one of our old shows. It is the greatest, the kindest, the most genuine guy in the kit community.
We don't get this intro. What's going on?
Because I don't like you two, so I'm not really bothered what intro you get. It is Josh, aka Kitsman. How's it going, buddy? You okay?
Yeah, I'm all right, thank you, mate. Not too bad at all. Yeah, the money wiring hasn't unfortunately gone through for that introduction. I'm just trying to. Yeah, it's not gone through, mate. That's lovely. Thanks very much for that, man. Yeah, no, happy to be here.
Hey, Josh.
Hey, man, how you doing?
Not been introduced yet.
Oh no,
he wasn't there, was he? It's when he was pissing about working. Yeah. So yeah, Sean.
Yeah, nice to meet you. And Sean, I know your shirt woes, mate. You've got a fully sublimated shirt there. It looks like one of Benidorm's finest, don't you?
It's like those the shirts you can't get rid of. You just give it Sean because what's he gonna do apart from putting it off on telly?
I hope we never have to get a little sponsorship deal with them because we'll be in trouble. So we'll move on swiftly. Another one of our guests, a great guy. I've been speaking to him a lot on Instagram. I don't even remember, guys. Remember, and I shown you obviously the shirt I bought for the gender reveal, and someone kindly made a graphic of it in blue and pink. The Madison shirt is this gentleman here. He's Mancunian, like us, Manchester United fan, great guy. It is Mr. Kit Kingdom himself. It is Dominic. How's it going, buddy? Okay?
Are you doing all right?
Great, mate. Absolutely great. Great for you to be with us for the opening show. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, no worries. Pleasure. Really amplifying that Northwest twang. really pissing people off. Yeah.
Greatest accent in the world, mate. Don't listen to it. Don't listen to it now. But yeah, thanks for coming on, mate.
Pleasure.
To finally do something with you, as we've been spoke about it a little bit. So looking forward to getting involved in the show, mate. 100%.
Mm-hmm.
And then finally, we have another great person in the Kit community. This is one thing I wanted with this show, is to get more people in the space involved in shows and stuff like that. Another great guy on Twitter that I've been following. I think we spoke a little bit about doing stuff. So again, it's someone that I'm happy is here and getting involved in talking kit. It is Gavin, aka the Kit Geek. How's it going, mate? You okay?
Yeah, it's good. Thanks for having me on, guys. And I think I'll bring the southern aspect to the balance. So we've got a good rounded show. I've got the southern side, so we're all good.
That's it. Covering all the bases. I think either me, James, Sean, or Dominic should maybe put on another accent. James, you're good at accents. Do Welsh or Irish.
I can't do Welsh. Of all the ones you picked, but no, let's not do accents.
All right, let's not. We'll leave it there.
Deep water.
Okay. So no further ado, let's get to the show then. So like I said, we've kind of been given 10 shirts by Josh. He picked the 10 that we've all ranked privately. I've got all your scores and I've put them all up to make a final list 10 to 1. So we'll start at 10, moving up until 1. So it is all about the African Cup of Nations. And how have we found the tournament so far? Have we all been watching it a lot, or has it kind of been drips and drabs?
I've just been catching sort of highlights on the sort of like social media. I've not been able to watch the full game. What time the kickoffs? Are they sort of midday?
Yeah, I think
1 o'clock. 1 o'clock's the first one.
Right. Okay.
You've got 1, 4, and 7, and they've all been shocking games.
I kind of want to, when like it's the World Cup and it's like the stars align and it's a perfect time and you're not in work or school as a kid.
Yeah.
You get to watch all the games. I kind of want that, but for the wrong reasons for this, because from some of the clips I've seen, it's been a bit interesting for all the wrong reasons, I think. But I've only seen highlights like yourself, so yeah, I've not seen too many minutes of it actually live.
No. I saw one of the goalkeepers broke down in pure sort of like hysteria of being one man a match, didn't he? I've never seen a man break down so much in front of the camera. He loved it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. There's been some other instances as well, hasn't there, which are just absolutely crazy, but yeah.
Well, I said normal tournaments, you say, your highlights are a great goal, great game, a great bit of skill.
Couldn't tell you one result.
It's got to be 1-0. That's all. That's
yeah.
So.
Go under 2.5. That's my bookie's bet. Go under 2.5.
I think you'll be fine. I was watching the Nigeria-Egypt game, and I'm sure within 22 minutes, the ball had been swapped 4 times.
Nice.
They're not pumping the balls up enough. So yeah, it's been one of those tournaments. Obviously, we had the Tunisia and Mali game with the referee stopping the game after 85 minutes, and then being told we needed to start again, and then stopping it at 89. So it just goes to show we could all be a referee if we wanted to, guys. I think
Did we get an explanation about that? Did they give a reason for it?
Yeah, I heard that he didn't stop his drinks break or something. That's what I read today. So they had a drinks break at about 75, 80 minutes. He didn't stop his watch in that break, and that's what he blew up.
Right. Okay. Fair enough.
Okay. If you don't know who we're talking about, I did actually get a picture of him to tell you when he tells you to stop, you need to stop. Here he is.
There you go.
Mr. Don't Stop his watch.
It looks like he's doing it. It looks like he's doing a sue there, doesn't he?
It does look like he's doing this thing.
Yeah, most definitely. So
stop the game too soon.
Hey.
Yeah, look at that. Now the show started, Josh. Now the show started.
That's the standard now.
I know.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll get straight into the show then. So number 10 on the list. It's actually scored. It scored the lowest by half in this one. So number 10, not a bad kit, I have to say. It is on the list, number 10.
Guinea Basu, isn't it?
Guinea Basu, that's the one. Yeah, that came in at number 10. Guinea Basu away. It only got 11 points, unfortunately. So what are we thinking on this? Why do we think it scored so low? Can anyone say? I think a lot of people had it quite low. So I think no one scored it higher than 8th. I think James, you had it 8th. And everyone else had sort of 9th and 10th.
It was dead last for me. Dead last.
Why is that, Dom? Tell us why it was dead last.
Just the graphic around the bottom. Obviously, this is without too much knowledge as to origin, but just as an aesthetic, didn't appeal at all. The diamonds and then the kind of rib detailing across what you know is going to be a really silky shirt, and that kind of flappy collar, which I don't know. It's a nice idea, but it's really hard to get a collar right. And I just think it falls short massively. It looks like, I don't know, like a leisure centre kind of top.
Oh yeah,
it really does.
But not one of the good ones where you get tennis included. One of them subpar ones where there'd be turds floating in the pool. But yeah, just not pleasing on the eye. And the colour, obviously, there's a lot of green kits within the ones for which we've been sent that will score a bit highly. So as a colour scheme, could have worked really well, but just falls short on too many points for me.
Yeah,
it does look like the Windows 98 logo on the bottom of the shirt, doesn't it?
I was going to say that. It does look like the Windows 98 logo, 100%.
Do we know who's made that shirt? Sorry.
Yeah, it's Guy Sport. I think it's Guinea. I'm pretty sure it's like a national brand. And also, they've done 4 shirts as well. It's ridiculous. 4 shirts. But yeah, Guy Sport.
Okay.
Never heard of it.
Those buttons as well. It just doesn't feel like a football shirt. Like a tennis shirt is spot on. This is a tennis shirt from the early 90s. I think Stefan Effenberg in this one in kind of the US Open.
I don't know what that badge is all about. What's all that badge about? Is that sublimated as well? I think that's all printed within, isn't it? Like your shirt, Sean, isn't it?
Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It also, when you say it's silky, that looks like it wouldn't hold up in the African heat. Also, you'd just be sweating on yourself, wouldn't you?
It looks like it'd pull in the wash, doesn't it? It'd pull some chronic, that wouldn't it?
Yeah.
The really annoying lines in the shirts.
Yeah, two washes and then numbers are peeling off as well.
Yeah.
So it sounds like we all agree that it did deserve to probably come last. So we'll move on swiftly then. Get into shirt number 9 on the list with 22 points. Was this one? It's the fake Portugal away shirt that you buy from Benidorm again. Mauritania, is that the right way to pronounce the country?
I think it is, yeah.
Mauritania. So yeah, their away shirt. Again, I'm not too sure on the manufacturer of that one. Josh, you probably know better than I will.
I think it's AB, but I'm not too sure. I don't have any recollection. I'm not going to try and pretend I know, but I'm pretty sure I heard it being mentioned. It was AB, if anyone knows anything more.
Yeah, they're a small Moroccan company.
Got you.
I think this is the only one they've got in the tournament, but I think they do supply a lot of African club teams.
Oh, awesome.
The knowledge is in abundance.
Every day is a school day.
I love it. Yeah, so I mean, it does look like a Portugal away kit. I'm pretty sure Portugal had a kit not too dissimilar to this a couple of years ago. James, why did you?
You know what? Funnily enough, I actually don't mind this. I've got my rankings here in front of me. I put this middle of the road. I put this 5th. I don't know if anyone did higher or lower than that. I quite like the sleeves with the different sort of the green and the red on the sleeves, and sort of the tight fit on the arm as well. Yeah, it's not a terrible kit, I don't think. I mean, obviously we know with the list there's going to be better kits coming up, but I quite like it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you scored it 5th. There was a couple of 8s in there. Gav had it dead last, 7 and 6 as well. So yeah, it was quite middle of the road to low sort of thing, which is obviously the only reason he got 22 points.
I've gone again.
You've not?
You're all right. You're all right. You're here.
It's not like a pensioner.
I've gone. Josh, what's your sort of overriding?
Yeah, it just looks a bit messy. I think like there's a lot going on. It doesn't look like it, but there is a lot going on. I think there's a pattern going in on the actual overall white as well in the background, and I just think it doesn't look like there's much structure to it. Also the actual, I know I've got nothing against them, but the brand logo as well doesn't look very sort of sleek. Looks very strange, to be honest with you. It's not very sort of modern. I know he should get sort of graded down on that, but it just looks a bit messy, a bit sort of too cluttered, like things are just slapped on for the sake of things. Again, I'm not sort of clued up on the origins of this shirt, but I think that green and that red, I think, isn't that like the same pattern, but just duplicate? No, it might not be actually.
Yeah, I've looked into it a little bit, and it's supposed to be representing tree bark.
Okay.
So, and I mean, I scored this down as the lowest because there's just too much going on. I think they've left it solid colours and a kind of maybe some of the tree bark and just the white. I do like the green cuff and the red cuff and the way that matches. That's a good design element. But just with that bark kind of print through the whole shirt, it's too busy. It's too much going on.
Yeah, I agree. Don, what are you thinking, pal?
Yeah, no, I was on the same wavelength as to appreciating the two colour tones across either side of the shirt, but felt it fell short on a couple of points because it didn't really follow through to the collar as well, which I know that might be difficult in production, but I think if half of the collar was green to match the cuff, it would have scored maybe a bit higher for me. But as Josh had mentioned, the graphic within the white, I can imagine that would look kind of greyish or a bit creamy and maybe not the kind of look that would be as striking if you had the shirt in hand as well.
Yeah, no, that's really good points. The probably most important question that me and James would ask Sean is, would you wear it on a night out, Sean?
It looks worthy of a night out, I think. Don't be spilling your dark fruits down it.
Well, looks like someone already has.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Yeah, James.
Yeah, like I said, I wouldn't wear it on a night out. I do like it, but no, I kind of obviously what Josh has said. I can sort of I completely get what he means with the sort of the Makes logo. It does look a little bit dated, doesn't it? And if you took that away from it, it would probably go up a little bit in terms of points. But I wouldn't. If it was in the collection, nice, but I wouldn't wear it on a night out. No.
Well, there we go. There's the thoughts on that one. Number 9 in the list, 22 points, was Mauritania and their away shirt. Not doing too great. The next one, I was surprised it was so low. It's one I quite like. Number 8 on the list with 25 points was the Egypt away shirt. It doesn't look great in that picture that you can see, but I'm a fan of it. I like the hieroglyphics, especially on the home shirt as well. I thought it would score a little bit higher than this. Gav, we'll start with you, mate. What are your thoughts on the Mo Salah away shirt?
I like the hieroglyphic pattern. I think this is one of the better patterns that they've got. You know, all of the teams, and we're going to see with the later shirts, there's some crazy stuff going on with some of the patterning. This one is, I like that it's a little bit more subtle and a little bit less kind of in your face. I ranked it in the middle, so I'm a bit surprised that it's that low. But when you boil it down, it's a Puma template. It's a simple Puma template shirt, so it's. I can see why others have probably marked it a little bit lower.
Yeah, I think you had it the same as me, 6. James and Sean, you both put it dead last on your list. Start with you, Sean. Why did you rank it so low?
There was better kits on the list, to be honest.
That's all this
9 better kits. It's too simple. It's too simple. And I know they've won a lot of AFCONs, but too many stars as well. 3 stars looks good above a crest, doesn't it? Not 12.
Oh, fair enough. James, your take?
Yeah, sorry, I like that gradually through this sort of episode, if you like, people start to get in Sean's mind more and more and try and scramble out of it. But no, for me, I think it's Puma's fault for me for this one. I know, obviously, we've mentioned there about the template, but AFCON shirts, or at least African teams, their shirts are quite loud or quite in your face, and they've got unique designs. And this is just very plain for me. I know, like you say, it doesn't really come across in the image we've got there, but yeah, I scored it dead last just because I do feel it's just a little bit plain. Don't really like the V-neck collar either, I have to say. And out of the ones that we've selected this evening, it would be last on the list in terms of preference, in terms of actually owning or wearing it.
Yeah, fair enough, mate. Josh, you had it highest. I think you had it 4th on your list. Can you tell us why?
I don't know, Jeff. I generally don't, actually. I don't know why I scored that so high. I think what I do at the moment is I sort of grade shirts based on what I wear them. And I think out of a lot of the shirts that have been put towards us on the AFCON, I think there's only a handful of that I'd actually wear, I think. And I don't know why, but I'm getting more into my shirts, which are a bit more sort of subtle and plain, which is what this is. I don't know. I think for me personally, there are some hints of a sort of culture and tradition in there. There's no getting away from that. Like with what Gavin said, the hieroglyphics in the background. Yeah, he has got that template feel about it, but it just looks professional. And I think that was one of the reasons I probably scored it too high, so high, maybe a bit too high actually. But no, that's it. Just a solid all-round shirt. Everything looks like it should be where it should be. And yeah, it's just a solid design for me.
Cool. And Dom, I think you had it quite high as well. So, are you a fan of it, or?
Yeah, no, I'd had it 4th as well. So, just a nice contrast with the more garish shirts, and based on that standard for being able to wear it out. I just think it's just a nice break from all the noise. It lets all the officiating and everything else speak for the tournament. So yeah, I think that nice little toned down element, the fact that it mirrors the same pattern as the home as well. Should they do well in the tournament, we know that a template for a home and away can be iconic further down the line should they be successful.
Yeah. No, some great points there. Absolutely great points. So yeah, that came 8th. Egypt away shirt, 25 points. Moving on to number 7 in the list with 27 points is the next shirt, which is this one, and that is the Guinea home shirt, modelled by Naby Keita there, looking very serious. It looks like you'd be meeting James at or even Sean at a bar door, not letting him in because he's not got the wrong shirt on. That's what it looks like. Not coming in. You've got your what shirt have you got on tonight, Sean?
Bibiani Gold Stars.
Yeah, he's not a fan of Bibiani Gold Stars. Old Naby. So yeah, like I said, coming 7th with 27 points. Start with you then, James. What were your thoughts on this one?
I think I scored this 7th, didn't I? On my list.
You did, yeah. Same as me.
Yeah. Again, I'm all about the colours. Really like it. The red. Is it Mesita?
Yeah.
Mesita. Yeah, I like the pattern in there. Obviously, we mentioned about patterns being a bit much in some of the kits. I just like the sort of the darker red running through it. So no, that to me, if you were to say think up quickly of a red AFCON shirt, that would be sort of one that would spring to mind for me with those colours, the yellow, red, and green. So yeah, that's why I placed it where it's come out. So yeah.
Yeah, so like I said, you had that down as 7th as well as me. Josh, another person who had it in 7th on their list. What do you make of this one?
Yeah, I think it's good. We had the one before was it Moratiino one? I think it was. I forget the pronunciation of it, but that was kind of like that's it, a wild design done badly, whereas this is a wild design done better. I think everything's placed well and applied well. I like the round neck actually. I think crew neck's it's looking good. I like also how it's using the colours from the national flag. And sort of celebrating it all throughout the shirt, and nothing looks like it's just been slapped on. It looks like it's meant to be there, and yeah, just a solid design for me.
Brilliant. And I think Gav, you had this. I think you scored this lowest out of all of us. I think you had it down at 8th. Any particular reason?
Yeah, the one thing that really stands out to me with this one is the logo and crest placement. Either you go straight down the middle or either side. Now, I was trying to see if I could find just now where have they got the number on the kind of on the right side there too. So then it gives it the balance. But if the number is in the middle as well, it just that to me just really is jarring for the whole shirt. The actual design I quite like.
Yeah, Gav, the number is in the middle, mate. I've just seen.
It is. Yeah. It's just strange choice to have the kind of logo there then.
Quite fitting for the tournament, then I'd say, if it's changed.
Yeah. Dom, gonna get your thoughts on this lovely effort.
Yeah, look, Nabby lads rocking it for me. I'm a big fan of it. It didn't score majorly, but the crew neck, obviously the manufacturer logo is a bit jarring, considering not least of all its placement in conjunction with the badge, but also just how big it is and how much it encroaches on that as well. It looks, obviously, that particular part of the shirt looks a bit busy as it is already, but with a number thrown in, if the number was on it, I'd have scored it lower.
That makes sense. Yeah, makes sense. And Sean, you had it highest at 4th on your list.
Yeah, I didn't mind it. It looked. I think it's because Cato looks good in it. I think, but like you said, if it had a number on it, it would look a bit F1, wouldn't it, or a bit League and sponsors everywhere and colours everywhere. But I enjoyed the look of it. I think I put it 4th, did I?
You did, yeah. Do you like the look of the shirt, or do you like the look of Naby Keita in the shirt? It sounds like.
I think a lot of the shirts look different on a player and against a green screen, don't they? Which is what you got to think of.
It's a good point. It's a good point.
Yeah, it's a good point. I was just asking a question because you mentioned how nice Naby looks in it. That's all I'm saying. You have to get defensive.
I appreciate a good, well-fitted footballer.
That's fine. That's absolutely fine, mate. Okay, so that was the Guinea home shirt. Number 7 on our list with 27 points. Moving up to 6. Not a fan of this one. I'll say it straight away. I think I'll put it maybe last. With 30 points, it was the Gavin 3rd shirt made by Kappa or Gabon, however you want to pronounce it. Yeah, for me, wasn't just not a fan of it. It looks like one of the cheaply Kappa. It looks like a really, really bad.
Can I just jump in? I'm gonna guess that Josh scored this quite highly.
Have a look.
And here's my thinking. It's to me that's very Italian, and I know you're a fan of Italian football.
Yeah.
And I quite like this. I think I scored this 4th. I like the Kappa. I like where it is positioned, sort of on the sort of on the collarbone. And I mean, it certainly won't be one I'd wear on a night out because it would be tight fitting. You'd probably see the outline of my belly button in it. But I really like that kit. So yeah, I like the colours of it. I like it's almost like a tire track across it as well. But I just speculate that Josh would be a fan of this one, given his your fondness of Italian kits. I could be wrong, but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I liked it simply because as well the design and the campaign that went around it too. There was a very moody photo shoot with it, which was sort of done kind of like in this sort of like it's quite a sort of it's been raining quite a lot. There was a lot of mood in it, sort of very sort of moody looks and such. And I know that isn't what you see when you see the shirt on its own sort of thing, but I think for me, the effort that Kappa went into to actually go to lengths like that to promote their shirts, I do. I think that was part of my reasoning for putting it high. I don't like the heavily use of the collar that's been going on that year. That collar there, I don't know if you can zoom in or not, but it's been used on so many shirts this season. I can't think of many shirts that collar hasn't been used on. That's my only sort of like negative on it. But apart from that, I think it's wild. I think it's very Kappa-esque, where they like to be sort of wild in their designs, a bit daring. And for me, yeah, I like it because it's Kappa and I'm just biased.
So James, you was actually right. Josh did score it 3rd on his list.
3rd, yeah.
Were you 4th? Dom and Gav, you both had it 5th in your list, I believe. I'll start with you, Dom. Middle of the road.
Yeah, exactly, mate. Middle of the road. The template itself, I don't mind. As I said, I like a crew neck, and that collar, although majorly overused, it's still one which for me hits because it allows for the embellishments of the colorway. As you can see, the yellow and even on the inside neck, the blue as well. So it speaks to the rest of the graphic within the shirt as well. So those kind of things that obviously we think about shirts on, but obviously whilst off as well, while seeing it on a hanger when you can see the matching colors. It for me it always works quite well. But yeah, on the whole, the promotional shots as well were a factor as to me scoring it as highly as I did. But yeah, in the same vein, with it being Kappa, you've got absolutely no chance of wearing that on a night out unless you go into select kind of clubs. Not for me and my little derby. But yeah, it was just kind of average in that there's better shirts and there's much worse shirts as well. But yeah, on the whole, don't mind it at all.
Just wanted to add as well, I knew that there was something, and that particular colour set, I think to do with the Gabonese flag, and also the fact that the green is meant to signify the forest, the yellow is the sun, and the blue is the sea, I believe. I think nice. That's the story behind it. So yeah, that was one of the things they were going with on the actual promotional stuff. So that another storytelling element for me. But I'm going to stop talking now because I'm starting to go on about Kappa too much, and it's getting a bit. I'm getting annoyed.
you can kind of tell. Obviously, I zoomed in there. You can see it does look like the sun there, and there's little bits of blue and green within the blue parts to make it look like waves in the sea. So the knowledge is great, Josh. Don't ever apologize for bringing knowledge to the show. Gav, you also had it 5th on your list.
Yeah, exactly the same as the others. Middle of the road. There's a lot better shirts. There's a lot worse shirts. I love the collar and the cuffs on this. I think they enhance the graphic at the bottom. And hearing what Josh has said, I might have ranked it a bit higher if I'd have known that before as well. So yeah, an all-round just a good shirt.
Yeah. Sean, I think you had it a couple of places higher than me on 8th. Would you wear it to one of these clubs that Dom's mentioned? Maybe with Navigator?
I'll be down there, mate. I'll be there. I'll see you down there.
I'm not averse to wearing Kappa on a night out, but those colours don't do it for me. Straight away, aesthetically, and it hits shirt. I don't like the colours at all.
Would you associate the green with a goalkeeper kit, like a keeper?
It's very goalkeeperish, isn't it? What's this? What did it say on the bottom of the crest there? Is it an acronym of something? I can't see it for me.
Yeah, I think it'll just be the international.
Yeah, it is. It's just the international sort of the nation's name. I think it's all their federation.
Yeah.
It's not stars, Sean. Don't worry.
No.
Oh,
a little bit more literature on the crest.
Too much for you, is it? Okay, yeah. So 6 on the list with 30 points. Gavin, 3rd shirt. Seems like there's a lot of fans from the panel for that one. Moving on to 5th in the list by just 1 point, so he got 31 overall. Is a great shirt, I think. M&M Direct also thought so today. I had a little release on Twitter. You may have seen. It is the Ethiopian 3rd shirt we've put in there. Lovely kit for me from Umbro. Doing great stuff for me at the moment, Umbro. Massive fan. So let's start with Sean on this one. Go on, Sean. What are you thinking on this one, pal?
Yeah, I rated this middle of the road, I think. I quite like the spirograph look. Also, it's very like 80s African team with the name of the country across the middle of the top. It's like the old Zaire team and Egypt in the 80s had a really big Egypt across the bottom. I like the look of it. The badge is pretty good. Umbro, I'm always a fan of Umbro. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, so you did have it 5th in the list. James, what are your thoughts on this?
I quite like it, and like Sean said, I'm a fan of the Umbro kits. I'm not a fan of the Ethiopia across the chest, and I know they're great. I know they're great at long distance running, but it does strike me as something that you'd see in sort of an 1800 meters sort of race. I don't like that right across. That for me is why I've scored. I think I scored it 6th.
Yeah.
Everything else there was great. It's just I'm just not a fan of that across there. That being said, I did see that it is available for about £30, and it might sway me. We'll see.
Less than that, I think it's £20, under £20.
Oh, is it? Oh, there you go.
Yeah, so it's one I liked. I think I put it 4th on my list. I think I really like it. Having it quite low was what both Dom and Josh had it 9th on their respective lists. And we'll start with you, Josh. How come it was so low?
Just because I think it's a lot of them. I think the home, the away, and the third all. At first, I mean, I've only just realised that with more research that they are actually individual patterns. So I thought that they were all using the same graphic, but they were swapping out the colours, but they're not. I did a bit of research earlier, and apparently that's meant to be wagon wheels, not wagon wheels as in the wagon wheels is a wagon wheel, but a wagon wheel as in a wagon wheel, as in a wheel that's on a wagon. That's what I'm seeing here on some of the sort of descriptions about it. I don't like the fact that the Ethiopia is on the front as well. It just looks very Pro Evolution Soccer to me. I don't think that's really something that needs to be there. I don't understand why you would have the name of your nation as sort of across the front of it. It doesn't make any sense. So that was one of the reasons I sort of scored it low. But yeah, no, it's an all right shirt. I wouldn't buy it. I know M&M have had a sales day with it, and I think a lot of people would probably buy it because it is very in at the moment. But apart from that, no, not doing it for me, I'm afraid, on that one.
No, and I imagine you echo a lot of the same thoughts, Dom. You had it 9th as well. Is that correct?
Yeah, definitely. I think obviously with the last shirt I mentioned how they can look off, but with this on, with that particular graphic, I don't think again that's going to speak to anyone's dad bod. given that if that's on a more voluptuous figure, it's really going to accentuate them curves, which if you don't want them accentuating like me, which nobody wants to see that, it's a bit of an issue for me. I think the sleeves are outstanding, but then the main thing is, again, the Ethiopia across the chest. I think I've been traumatized by that Puma third template, where now anything where I see the name of the club or the name of the country emblazoned across the chest, I start like twitching. But yeah, it's not one for me at all, to be honest.
So on the opposite end of the scale of that, Gav, you had it second on your list, I believe. So obviously a big fan. You need to tell us why.
Yeah, I loved it. I thought it was great. I love the wagon wheel effect. The collar, the cuffs here for me are the absolute standout. The way obviously tie into the national crest there, I just think it gives it such a nice feel and look. From a performance point of view, I think this pattern will help in terms of just being a bit crazy. And when you stare at it, it's like a kaleidoscope. So when you're marking someone, is that going to put someone off? You know the old thing about the Romanians dyeing their hair blonde for that. You know, is this going to have something? I thought this was a great kit, and I loved all three of the Ethiopian kits. Well, they're all unique designs, all very worthy of being right up there for me. So, yep, this is me on my Ethiopia hill alone, waving the wagon wheel flag.
I had it fourth as well, mate. So I'm with you there.
Oh, hey, he's gone.
No. Oh, that's
quick! Panic! Everyone, panic!
Yeah, what happens here?
I don't know what else is on the list. So
right in at number 4, we've got.
He's so upset that we don't like Ethiopia that he's.
What's happened there? You know what I'm trying to do? I'm trying to get Sean back in, but I can't seem to get him back in, unfortunately.
You sacrificed yourself to get him back in.
That's obviously what's happened there. So apologies, guys.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you're doing a live show, unfortunately. Right, I will move on. Fourth in the list. Is anyone? I heard you talking. Is anyone cocky enough to try and have a guess? Who thought what? It's not Ethiopia. We've done that one, obviously.
Is it
anyone know?
What the next one?
Who's
Mali,
number 4?
yeah. I'd say Mali.
Anyone else? What hazard a guess?
So it's not Mali.
I'm just saying guessing.
I'll say Ghana.
Yeah, I'll go Ghana too.
Dom?
Oh yeah, I forgot about Ghana. Yeah, Ghana.
Yeah, gotta go with the rest.
I could be wrong. You don't have to follow me.
No, you're all wrong. It is in fact Cameroon. So Cameroon came fourth with 41 points. It sounds like Josh is quite
That's
heartbroken by that.
A little bit heartbroken. Yeah, no, I am. Sorry. I am a little bit heartbroken about that because I thought that was really strong when it came out. And also, you don't see a lot of Le Coq Sportif anymore. I mean, it's there abouts, but it's not where it used to be. And whenever I see Le Coq Sportif come up, I get quite excited. I like it. I think, to be honest with you, a lot of it has got. I love their little sort of cockerel logo as well. I think that's amazing. Whenever I see it, I feel like that's a nicely designed logo. Listen, I just like that colorway as well. I know a lot of the shirts have the similar style of colorway, but this one particularly, I like. I scored it quite high, didn't I?
You had it on your list.
Third?
Second, you had it on your list.
Second, yeah. It's just a badge as well. And
Which one?
Yeah, well, you got the Cameroonian. Yeah, because you've got the Lion Roar badge as well. I don't know the actual history behind this, but my guessing is that, what's going on in the badges there? I haven't really...
I think it's the nation nickname, isn't it? The Lions. All the African nations have kind of animal nicknames, and a lot of them, Ivory Coast, have got an elephant in there as a separate badge, I think, sometimes. So I think it just ties into that.
So is it almost like if like England had sort of like, the three lions separate to the actual badge crest itself almost? Is that what
I'd say so, yeah.
See, the badges for me is why I scored. I think I put this 9th.
Okay.
So I've probably sort of counteracted your vote for that, Josh. But it's the badges for me. It strikes me like an emo school bag. I think there's just too much going on with it. When they sew things onto it, it's like they're I don't know. Not a fan of that being on there. Too much. Two is enough. They've gone for the third one, and it's not even the main logo in the middle. So that's why I've scored it down. I quite like the sleeve at the back, sort of with the yellow and the red. But
yeah, it's got a bit of sort of Adidas sort of MLS kit style about it, hasn't it?
But no, that's that. You mentioned the badges, but that's why I marked it down. So
yeah. So this was the first kit that got placed first on the list, and I actually got 2 number 1 placements. Both Dom and Gav having it top of their list. Start with you, Dom. Why is this top of the pile?
Yeah, well, I'm just as devastated, if not more so, than Josh. And as I said it earlier, like the green, I've got a green at number 10 and a green at number 1. This is how you do a green, right? The Adidas EQT kind of look across the shoulder goes really well with the badge. The first of the 3 that is on the left. But I think the Le Coq Sportif logo rebrand, that's been really successful for me. And the jacquard within the material itself going across in the same way from that left shoulder works really well. And who doesn't love a massive lion on a shirt? We praise a lot of them for it. And for me, that's just if I was going to lose one of the badges, it'd probably be the national crest. I'd have the manufacturer logo, and obviously I can knock that up as a concept, but I'd move that across, and then it'd be ideal for me. But yeah, it works really, really well, and I think again with the promo shots as well, some of them were really eye catching.
They were, weren't they?
Yeah, really, really good.
And also they play with red shorts as well, don't they? Which is just like complements that even more.
Yeah, so obviously we're kind of compartmentalizing as to him just being the shirt, but I think obviously, as we all know, within the entirety of a kit, you've got other elements that can really enhance a shirt as well, of which obviously the shorts do for me as well. So yeah, sad to see this not higher up, to be honest.
So moving away from Dom's tears quite quickly before it gets any sort of words. I imagine, Gav, you echo a lot of them thoughts that Dom's raised about this shirt then.
Yeah, Dom's nailed it. This shirt's great. I just thought this was the best by a long way. So yeah, very disappointed to see it not number 1. But yeah, I don't think I can add anything more. I just think, the pattern, they've nailed it right. I mean, Le Coq Sportif are doing some great stuff, and we hope that we see something similar to this in the club scene as well. Because they're underused manufacturer, and I just think when you see a kit like that, and again, to echo something that Dom said as well, the whole kit, when you see the whole kit, it looks beautiful. And I think really good, really pleased to see this kind of high up, and yeah, so my number 1, so I'll just carry on crying.
Yeah, I think personally I had this number 5, but I agree. Dom and Gav, you've sold me on this. Like, Cameroon shirts are great. It's a shame it's got sleeves. I prefer it when they have like little vests. They're the best Cameroon shirts for me.
They peaked with sleeveless. They peaked. That was it.
Well, I don't know. They had the onesie after that. That was up there. I don't know. They've had some crackers. Sean, I think you had this down as 7th. What you're not fancying about it, mate? If you're not bothering.
Can you hear me now? I'm back in the room.
You've been for about 15 minutes. Go on. Number 7.
Yeah, sorry about that. Weather's bad up here. I like the only thing I'm a bit like negative about is the Le Coq Sportif logo there.
Don't in like the middle.
Yeah, and it's a bit low down as well.
Yeah. I was thinking that because if you've watched the France 98 episode of Talking Kit, which came out on Monday, if you haven't, make sure you do after this, obviously. We was talking about the England shirt in France 98 and how the numbers were almost sort of at the midriff on the belly, near the belly button. And I imagine they would probably have to do the same on this kit. It'd have to be quite low down, which, you know, isn't great because we didn't really like that about the England shirt. But I think it's a nice kit. I think it deserves probably maybe, I don't know. I think the 3 that are higher, personally, I think are better. But number 4, I think is a great spot for it. Unless you are obviously Dom or Gav, who are happy about it at all. So, yeah, number 4 on the list is the Cameroon home shirt. And that got a score of 41. It's very respectable out of 60. Beating that by 3 points is the next shirt, coming in at number 3. I expected this to be quite high. And it is the Ghana home shirt. Lovely effort by Puma. Scored, yeah, it's obviously getting scored obviously quite high. The highest on the list being Dom. You put this second on the list. Can you tell us why, buddy?
Yeah, I think the graphic. Obviously, we've seen it in other colours as well, and obviously the Cambridge shirt that looks just similar to the other colourway as well. But yeah, I think the main point being again that nickname as well, with it being the Black Stars of Ghana. I think the Black Star in the middle really pops from beyond the graphic as well, and it's kind of tied in with the sleeves. But I think it works really, really well, given that the collar is effectively really striking as well. But the Black Star should be, for me, one of the main features, and it is, and it's higher up as well than like a Lecoq Sportif logo as well, so should keep people happy with belly level numbers. But yeah, I really like it, and again, thinking about wearing it out as well, I think this would go well enough that from a distance it'd be subtle, but close up you'd really appreciate the graphic if you were to wear it out, and it'd probably get a few conversations going as well.
Yeah, definitely some great points. Gav, you put this lowest. I think you've had 7th on your list. Not too much of a fan then?
Yeah, I think 1 is the Cambridge link. I don't know how, what kind of ground what Puma are on here with Hummel in terms of that design, because they are almost identical. Yeah. But also, I looked at this kit as a whole, and it's with white shorts and socks, and it just doesn't work for me in that respect. I think if it had the grey or an off-white or maybe even black, I think it would have worked better. But it just, with just the plain white shorts, it just doesn't work as a whole piece for me. So I don't dislike it. I like it. I like the red trim. That really makes the kind of that part of the kit pop, and the sleeves work well. But I just think there were 6 better other kits there.
Yeah, no, that's all fair. James and Sean, you two and I all put this 3rd, which I think is very respectable. James, can you tell me what your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, so like what was mentioned before, really, in contrast to the Cameroon shirt with the everything sort of all over the place, the Puma badge is in the correct position. It's not central. They're all in a line. You mentioned about the Black Star, and obviously that's the nickname of the team. And it just works really well. This is more incorporated with what I would imagine a Puma kit would look like for the shirt, where it's a little bit different. You've got the patterns going on in there, very, very AFCON, and yeah, that's why it marks 3rd for me. Yeah,
I agree with that. I think if it had been the away kit, I think I prefer the away kit. I think it would have probably got higher on my list. But yeah, Sean, again, you put it 3rd. Can you tell us why?
Yeah, I think the colours of the Crest also, in contrast to the QR code look of the kit, sort of it should, doesn't it? It looks really striking. I like the simplicity of it. Unlike the Egypt one, which is too plain. I think I ranked this 3rd, did I?
Yeah, you put it 3rd, yeah.
3rd, yeah. Yeah, I'd be happy to wear that.
Night out, Sean, definitely.
Yeah. Cheers. Bring up the rear, Josh. You put it fourth in your list.
Yeah. No, I remember it being launched a little while back, actually, and being really impressed by it. I didn't quite realise that, because I know a lot of us, I think Sean said about QR code and such, and which is right, because it does look like a QR code. And I know that they like their patterns and such, but I did a bit of research on it whilst doing the list, and apparently it's meant to be traditional Ghanaian tapestry. So it's meant to be something like paying homage to like weaving. So I guess that kind of makes sense now you look at it, like it's being woven through. So that's meant to be the sort of like story behind it. I think it's good. And also the away shirt, I'm told. If I'll just go, I'm just going to pull it up now. If the away shirt is literally the same template, but just with a different colorway. So I think they've designed both to be very similar to one another. I thought it was just a stock template, but no, it's got some actual storytelling behind it. And I do like the storytelling in his shirts, and with all the other things you've mentioned, with the Black Star, the Puma badge as well. I know Gav said that it was white shorts and white socks, which is a bit strange. All the promotional photographs I saw was very sort of casually being worn with sort of black joggers and such, which made it sort of look maybe like it suited that more. So the fact that playing in white shorts is a bit odd, but hey ho.
Yeah, the only reason it's not number one for me is because when you do scan the QR code, it doesn't take you to SEN's Wikipedia page. But other than that,
bloody shame.
Can I just mention one thing? The Puma template. We've seen a few kits like this that on the outside have been fairly dull, but then when you turn them inside out, they're a bit more colourful. And this has got elements of both, in that it seems like they've not completed the pattern on the sleeves, or they've not completed it on the body. It's kind of like they've got them inside out. Got them confused.
Great point.
That's a good spot. Great spot. Number third on the list, 44 points, is the Ghana home shirt. Moving on, we'll get into near the top now, guys. So you should know which is number one after we obviously reveal this. So number two, I thought this was going to be number one. I have to be honest. It is this effort. You'll let me do it. There we go. The Mali home shirt. Come in.
I've got the top three right then, I think.
Second, with 45 points, which is again, out of 60 is great. It got a couple of number ones by myself and Sean. James, you did put it second. We'll start with you then, mate. Your thoughts on this effort?
This just screams African nation, doesn't it? That kit, just with like an eagle. Well, I'm going to say it's an eagle. I'm sure somebody who's done the research will tell me otherwise. Not too sure. Is it an eagle?
Yeah, it's an eagle. Yeah. But it does look like it could be something else, doesn't it? I know what you mean. It
could just be a large chicken, but it's it's an eagle. So yeah, and I'm not too sure of the make of the kit, but really like it. Is it like a B&M Puma? I'm not sure, but it works.
It's airness, I think. It looks like Slazenger, doesn't it?
Yeah. The badge looks Mexican as well.
Yeah, they done Fulham in the mid 2000s. I think they were only, but they've done a few French teams. I think Lille, when they won the championship, maybe in the early 2000s, were wearing airness as well. So they're French kit manufacturer.
Yeah, I love that the sort of the eagle's wings, if you like, sort of continue onto the sleeves. It's just a really great kit, and like I say, it's an AFCON special. This and that just screams African nation for me. So that's why it's scored so highly.
Sean, not that one, obviously. Sean, you put it as first, as well as me.
Yeah, just mirroring James's points. It's very AFCON, and it's also like it's quite intimidating to look at. It's almost like a Warriors colours in it. Like you're going into battle, you're looking at that. It's like their version of the hacker, almost.
Yeah.
Just in visual form on a kit.
No,
And it's just striking, isn't it? Like when you look at it, you've got the patterns and the eagle, chicken, turkey, whatever separates the plane.
Yeah, Josh, you wasn't such a fan. I think you put it down as 8th on your list. How come?
Again, I don't know. Did I really? Oh, right. I'm sure I didn't, but
I did.
Dom,
Yeah.
sorry, no, did I get that wrong?
Yeah.
Sorry, I meant to say Dom. Sorry, Josh, that's my fault.
Oh no, it could well have been.
Yeah, Dom, you put it 8th on your list.
I think more so. There's one too many animals on there for my liking, and if ever anyone's had to navigate Market Street on like on a crisp Saturday morning, there's too many pigeons that I'm scared of. So big birds on shirts. I like lions because they're not immediately in my vicinity, but yeah, I'm a bit scared of scary birds. But yeah, I think the way in which the shirt's constructed, it looks like it's got like a waffle material, which it kind of looks chunky. It looks like it'd be nice to wear. But then with this example that we've been sent, I'm not really sure how the others are, but the alignment of the pattern across the shoulders and chest is not central. It doesn't feed into the center of the shirt, which immediately puts me off massively. And although there's the nice graphic with the continuation across the sleeves, like we've seen in Lazio shirts previously, this, for me, that kind of fell massively short on that basis. It would have been a lot better if it looked a bit more centered, but yeah, I think that that big bird, and I've been scared of a few big birds in my time, so it just didn't do much for me at all, to be honest. But I can appreciate why it would appeal to so many other people as an aesthetic, but it just, for me, doesn't sit that well for me.
No, fair enough. I mean, I guess you do have to be a fan of Sesame Street to be a big fan of this shirt. I'm guessing. With a big bird. Josh, so you had it not too far off. Dom, actually, you had it at 6 in your list.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, it's been getting a bit of chatter recently online, and I've noticed that it's a lot of people like it. It's not the reason why I like it. I like it. It's the right side of crazy. I think the designers had a lot of fun on this one. Like Dom said, there's a few things that are sort of a bit jarring. I didn't realise that off centre until he just said it, and now you see it. You can't not see it.
I can see it now.
Yeah.
That's jarring. I'm just looking at some of the actual photographs from it being played in the other day, and it's got yellow shorts and yellow socks as well. It looks a bit strange with that. And I know that we're looking at them from just a shirt perspective, but I always think that when we've spoken about it on the previous shirts as a nice together ensemble, you got to look at it like that as well. I do enjoy it. I think that it is just a wild, and it's celebrating the nation. And what could say that more than just an eagle spread legged?
Right, eagle.
So yeah, where do we go from there? Gav, I think you got it third on your list, I believe. For me, it's just given me something I've never seen before in kit design. This massive eagle, and now you say Lazio's actually, I can see that, but then with the pattern behind, and I didn't notice the off-center pattern, and now that's put me off a little bit. But it's just something unique. It's something, and that's what I like about kit design. When you see something unique, something where a designer has done something completely out of the box, then I'm all for that. So I love it. I think it's a great shirt. Yeah, I think a lot of us do agree. Definitely one of the standout pieces from AFCON this year. Coming in second, 45 points, is the Mali home shirt. So it only leaves one shirt, and I think you probably do have the best kits, don't they, in Africa? they probably had the best kit in the World Cup 2018. A lot of people think so, and they've only done it again. It is the Nigeria home shirt. I mean, just look at it. It is absolutely beautiful. It scored 53 points out of a possible 60. So, I think everyone is highly rating it. And, yeah, I think, a couple of people had it number one. James and Josh both had it number one. We'll start with you, Josh.
Yeah.
Tell us why it's the best kit.
Yeah, Nike, they just kind of reinvented Nigeria and their attire, haven't they? I mean, the previous version was just ridiculous. I mean, I think it sold out almost everywhere and became one of those shirts which hardly anyone could get. It was so popular. And you often think to yourself, don't you, like, how can they better it? And then they bring out this. It's quite telling as well where they actually launched it. I think they launched it in America, in New York, I think. So it kind of gives you that idea that it's a global shirt. They want to make it appeal to as many people as possible. I almost get like Venezia vibes. Like Venezia, a lot of people don't probably buy that shirt because of the team. They buy it because it's fashionable and cool. Just like I think what they're trying to do with this Nigeria shirt, which is just design something which everybody wants because it looks great. A lot of people won't really know what probably, they might not know a lot about football, but still want that because it looks good. And I think when a designer does something like that, that they've got something there which is going to be hugely successful. And I must admit, I just love it. I think it's got something to do with sort of like traditional Nigerian clothing. And I think that's what's influencing the patterns. But no, it's just a stellar shirt, isn't it? It's just one of those head turners.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And, going back to what you're saying in regards to it being sort of more fashion item rather than a football shirt, I worked with someone and he walked in with a pair of the Air Max 95s that he did along on the collection. I had to tell him that they were part of a Nigeria. He had no idea it had anything to do with football. He bought them just because they were nice trainers. Until I told him, it's actually to do with this. I'm going to show him the shirt. He was like, oh no, I want that now as well. He don't even like football. I want that now.
That's it. It's it, isn't it?
So it's exactly what football attire has become. Really, it's obviously massively influenced fashion and football. So yeah, James, you put it first as well. So how come the Super Eagles were better than the Spread Eagle? Let me know.
No, it's just great, isn't it? I like the colours. Like green doesn't work on every outfield kit, but it does really work on this one. If you zoom out slightly on that, please, Aaron, because Josh mentioned that how it's sort of traditional Nigerian dress, and it is sort of like one of the I think it from that angle, it looks much more like traditional sort of African wear, if you like. So I really like it. I like the black collar on there. They've not replicated the black on the sleeves, which with the collar, but I'm again not too concerned with that. I really like I just like it. It's loud, but it's not overbearing with the loudness, and sort of the black Nike logo there, quite understated but stands out, and it's just great with the badge as well. So that was always going to be number one, I think. Once I saw this in the list, it was straight in at number one.
Yeah, so it didn't score lower than fourth. So everyone had it in their top five. Gav, you put it fourth in your list. Just talk through your thoughts on this shirt.
I think I only put it fourth because I like to support the underdog. It's a great shirt. And one thing I want to call out as well, I know we've got the picture of the front, but if you get a chance, look at a picture of the back as well, because the pattern is different. And this is one of the things I do love about this shirt, is that it's not just the same pattern on the back. It's a completely different pattern. The way that they've got, I think, a couple of squares they've put in for where the number will sit. Then there's more green around the bottom. It's a great shirt, and it is one. It's a fashion item as well. You guys have called it spot on. This is something that transcends football, and we're talking football kit and something that goes beyond football. It's a positive thing all round, really.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you say, it's just one of them absolutely great kits. Dom, you put this third in your list.
Yeah,
Tell
I
us
think.
why.
I think obviously it's magnificent, and as Gav rightly mentions, the back again just elevates it even further. But for me, I think the shirt that preceded it kind of broke the mold, and really opened the floodgates for designers to really get the paints out and be creative. This for me was it. It wasn't like a difficult second album, but it wasn't going to hit as well as the first did, because the first was such a massive surprise. This was going to do well regardless. And again, with it trying to break America with their promo shots, I think the issue for me will be whatever follows this now is going to be really, really difficult. But as a standalone shirt, I think it works really, really well. And such as we've seen with high fashion, there's a lot to be said for this now and in the future as well. So yeah, it just works really well on a number of levels, and was always going to score massive in respect to a culmination of people.
Perhaps Nike will have to do some sort of psychedelic drug taking to get the third release out.
I think they'll go a lot plainer, to be honest. I don't see how you top the previous two. Because it'd have to be absolutely mental, and no one really wants to see that.
You have to have 3D glasses to see it, or whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe just a giant picture of Kanu's face, just on a.
It'll sell. It'll sell.
Get that in New York.
Fans will love it. Sean, so you got it second. We'll finish with you, mate. Go on, tell us what you think.
A lot's already been said. It almost looks symmetrical, but it's not, if you know what I mean.
That's a good point. Yeah.
You're like, you feel pretty safe with it as well. I've not seen this before. Aaron posted it to me, and instantly I liked it.
Where have you been?
I know.
I've been under a rock.
Can't get the Wi-Fi. Can't even gossip.
The weather's bad.
I'm still getting the Wi-Fi from 06, so I'm still watching Germany World Cup. I'll have to look at the back. I've not seen the back of it. I have to look.
Yeah, it is cool. Like I said, I thought it would just be a plain old back, but like Gav said and Dom said, it's attention to detail there. Not a lot of people take the back and do much with it, do they? But they really have.
Yeah. So I mean, just rounds it off great. I think deserving of number one. Probably, you would say one of the best shirts of the last year or so.
Something Gav mentioned as well about wanting to support the smaller brands. I felt like all throughout all of this, I wanted to do that. Like Nike winning this is like a bit unjust. It's like, but like there are a lot of brands here that are probably on the fringe of being good and maybe doing better stuff. But I was always aware when this particular sort of theme came about that there were going to be some brands we weren't too sure of, but unfortunately they just came short, didn't they?
Yeah, they did, unfortunately. And Nike, being a big boy, being a bully, has managed to come out on top. So yeah, the final list is here now. We all scored it. Just so you know, I'm not cheating.
That's and everything.
You know what I mean? I'm not messing about. You know what I mean? I'm doing it properly. So no one can slap me off. But no, so there we go. That was our list of 10 of the best shirts from the AFCON tournament. I think we've picked 10 great shirts. Well done, Josh, I have to say. Round of applause. You picked 10 great shirts, mate. Well done. And yeah, thanks to each and every one of you for joining us. It's been a great first show. Really enjoyed it. Gav, where can people find you on the old socials?
Yeah, so mainly on Twitter at Kit_Geek. So yeah, all things kit stat related, kit logs, anything you want to know about kits, all the boring stuff. I'm your man.
Absolutely brilliant. Make sure you're checking him out. Dom, our fellow monk.
Yes, mate. Other than milling around the Arndale, you'll find me on Twitter. But yeah, mainly Twitter, a bit of Instagram, Kit Kingdom 83. Generally just looking to engage with like-minded people. Sound like a dating site.
Good sense of humour.
Yeah, exactly. Non-smoker. But yeah, no, some interesting stuff coming up with some local clubs as well, community clubs, and naturally always looking to engage with people about kits and finding out what their interests are as well. And at a point where obviously people have had difficult times throughout the year and stuff. If anyone wants to chat about something to take the mind off things, always happy to talk kit, such as in this instance, or over DM or anything like that as well.
Amazing. Yeah. I like to say you'll definitely be on this channel again. Same as you, Gav. Absolutely love having you back. Absolutely. I know we talked about maybe doing one of the talking kit go away, one of the new features. That'll be good, and that obviously extends to you, Gav. I was going to talk to you about you, Josh, as well, 100%. But yeah, Josh, again, as always, thanks for coming on, mate. Thanks for being involved. I know you're going to be a bit more involved in this show, more of a regular, which we're happy to.
Yeah, big time, mate. You're doing good things here, mate. You really are.
No, I appreciate that. These two idiots as well. I can't take all the credit. No, thanks. Yeah, I try, but in the DMs I will, but I can't to the face, family and all that, you know what I mean? But no, thank you very much, all three of you, for coming on. It's been brilliant. I've really enjoyed. It's nice to have people on who know what they're talking about. We just talk shit and think that we know well. But yeah, you three guys have really shown us up tonight, which is embarrassing. Sean, thanks for joining us again with the slow Wi-Fi.
I'm not running away. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Not running away.
Oh, yeah.
I think I'm still here.
That's someone trying to zoom the granddad, innit? And during lockdown.
Hello.
Just say goodbye. We can hear you, Sean.
I wasn't trying to run away early. I've not got anything in the oven. Internet's rubbish.
All right, just say goodbye. It's fine.
I just need a good filter. Right. Hey, it'd be cracking. Loved it. Loved it. Say it again.
There we go. That's all we need. James in Chester.
Yes. I was just going to say, people watching and viewing it, give us some ideas for another one of these shows. Any ideas you want, so we can do a theme again, get a variation on a theme. We're always open for ideas. But yeah, that's it really. Like and subscribe, as the kids say on YouTube.
It is. Yeah, thank you very much if you've locked in. Every 8 o'clock, talking kit, full kit rankers. I'll make sure I have to say that right. Do like the video, subscribe to the channel. 2022 is going to be a big year for us. I can absolutely feel it. And yeah, we'll see you next week. If you haven't checked out episode 8 of the Talking Kit podcast, make sure you go and check that out. All about France 98. It's pretty good. I have to say so myself. But yeah, we'll all see you later. Have a good evening and also a good weekend.